Welcome to Knowledge 7, Westward Expansion, where we're learning about the people heading out west. And today's our third lesson, where we're going to be talking about a journal of a 12-year-old boy and his trip on the Erie Canal. Remember, yesterday we were left with a problem with the steamboat. Can't go and travel if there's two big cities and there's just land in between them. You can't travel a steamboat on land. That doesn't work. So we're going to learn about a way they solve this problem. Before we get started, let's go through our word work words. I will read the word. You repeat it after me. Sights. Voyage. Now we're learning about a boy and his journey on the Erie Canal. What's another word from here that I could use for journey? Yeah, it could be the word voyage. And again, as you start thinking about it, we think about the word sights. It's what people see on their way on a trip, some notable things. I want you to start thinking about what are some sights that this boy is going to see as well. Now, we're going to be learning about the Erie Canal. So the Erie Canal was a way to solve that problem. The problem in this case was, you know what? There's two big cities and there's just land in between them. But we want to travel by boat to get there because it's a little bit quicker to travel by boat than by stuffing a bunch of stuff in wagons. So the way they did that is they dug these things called canals and then put in water. And so then these canals, they're made by man, they're dug up. And so this way, boats can carry, look at this boat here, it can carry a bunch of stuff from one city to another. And that's the way they could solve that problem of, hey, they solved that problem of two big cities being two big cities that have land in the middle of them. So they wanted to solve that problem and carry more goods. So the Erie Canal was made. It connected the Hudson River to Lake Erie. So then people who traveled this, the cool thing about it is if they could get to here, so they go, New York that was right down here. Now they could travel up like we heard about. They could take the Erie Canal, and guess what? They could reach here, and then they could probably reach all the way to the Mississippi River then. So it was definitely a lot quicker just because they made this Erie Canal. Without this little piece, they would never be able to travel that. That's crazy. So it shows how important this canal was. So today you're going to be hearing about a boy traveling on that canal. And so after today's read aloud, you're going to describe what life was like traveling on the Erie Canal and show an understanding of the word transport. Pa and I have been making our way along the Erie Canal from Albany to Buffalo today at a good steady pace. We're traveling on our brand new flatboat. A flatboat is a long, flat boat on which we carry goods and products along the Erie Canal. You can see the flatboat here, and you can see the goods and stuff they're carrying. Well, to be honest, the flatboat isn't quite ours yet, but almost. Last night, Pa told me, when we reach Buffalo, we'll have made the last payment on this flatboat. Then it is all ours at last. You see, we made a deal with Mr. Franklin that every time we take the flatboat up and back for him, part of our pay goes towards buying the flatboat for ourselves. It has taken 3 years of hard work. We're really excited to actually own the flatboat because then we will be able to keep all the money we earn on each trip we make. Ma and Sis are waiting for us in Buffalo. Can't wait to see them again. I love being on the flatboat with Pa, but all the work we do makes us tired. The thing is, I don't know exactly how many more days it will take to get to Buffalo. It depends on how much of the freight we sell along the way. So freight is the goods they carry, like crops from farmers, and they're being moved from one place to another. The more we sell, the less the flatboat will weigh, and the faster we will be able to travel. Sometimes a store owner or manufacturer at some town or village asks us to add its product onto our flatboat. Every time we take more goods on board, it slows down our travel. My favorite part of helping Pa is that I get to care for the mules. We have such a big flatboat that it takes 3 mules to pull them. So again, there was a little mule track right next to it, and you can see the one for this boat on this side and the one for their boat right here. And the mules sometimes would help pull the boat along the canal as well. We have such a big flatboat that it takes 3 mules to pull it. They walk on the towpath next to the canal and pull the ropes that are connected to the flatboat. Some smaller flatboats along the canal are 1 mule flatboats, or sometimes horse or oxen do the pulling. Before folks built the Erie Canal, it took longer to move things from the east westward. Because a flatboat moves on water, it's much easier to transport heavy freight like coal and wood. Plus, you don't need to worry about a wagon wheel breaking on the trail. Remember the Morgan's family wheels? What happened to their wheel? It broke on their trip. So again, it's a lot quicker and you can carry a lot more when you travel by water. Not only that, it also costs less to travel on the canals than over land. Pa says that for every dollar used to travel on land, it only costs about a dime to travel on the canal's water. Because the canal made it so much easier and faster to head westward, many people moved west to farm or build new cities. See, Pa explained to me that moving out to the west seemed like a good idea once the people there knew they could sell whatever they grew or made to folks back in the east, as well as people in the west. It's amazing how much the Erie Canal changed things here. It's hard to imagine time without it. Lucky for us, today was a really great day for traveling up the canal. It's nice weather. We can travel a lot of miles. When it's stormy, though, like it was a couple weeks ago, it's not so pleasant. It was snowing so much we nearly had to stop right where we were. The snow was coming down so heavily you couldn't see your hand if you held it out right in front of you. Again, hold your hand out right in front of you. Imagine not being able to see it because the snow was falling so much. Fortunately, our mules were able to stay on the path, even in the snowstorm. So I just let them lead the way, and let them bring us to safety to the next town. Anyways, I think that's about it for now. I'm pretty tired after all the work today. I think it's time for me to get some sleep, so I'm ready to work on the flatboat tomorrow. What kind of adventures do you think a boy at 12 years old can do on a flatboat on the Erie Canal? So, what words would you use to describe what it was like to travel on the Erie Canal? Again, as we look at our map here, the Erie Canal was located right over here and connected the Hudson River to Lake Erie, so that's why it was called the Erie Canal. And it was man-made, so then the people over here could make it all the way to the Mississippi River. Our work word was the word transport. I will say the word, you repeat it after me, transport. Now this word port in this word means carry. Trans means across, so it's a verb. So what do you think this word means? Well, to carry across. So to carry or move something from one place to another, to carry across. You can see this picture here. This truck is moving this huge house across. It's transporting it. It's carrying it from one place to another. The farmer will use his truck to transport his produce to the farmer's market. Tell me something that could be used to transport things. So a truck could be used to transport a house. So I'm going to describe two things that can transport something. Choose the one you would prefer. Remember to use the word transport as you answer. So would you prefer someone to transport you to school? Would you prefer someone to transport you to school on a bus or in a car? Would you prefer someone to transport you to a soccer field or to the library? Would you prefer someone to transport carrots or bananas to your grocery store? Would you prefer to transport yourself or have someone transport you to a friend's house? And would you prefer for someone to transport you on land, in water, or through the air? Again, as we finish up this read aloud, the Erie Canal kind of happened a little bit after Lewis and Clark were heading out west. Again, it was a way to say, as more people started heading out west, they needed more products to go out west. So it makes sense that the Erie Canal fits in right here because, again, people were wanting to head out west. There's more goods that needed to be transported out that way. So it makes sense that the Erie Canal was made then. Again, we also heard a multiple meaning word is that word board. Board could be you're on a train or a boat or something or a plane. Board could also mean like a thick piece of wood, or it could be like the whiteboard in your classroom. That's a board as well. And let's finish up by listening to a song about the Erie Canal.
I've got me a mule, her name is Sal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. She's a good old worker and a good old pal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. We've hauled some barges in our day, filled with lumber, coal, and hay. And we know every inch of the way we go, from Albany to Buffalo. Low bridge, everybody down. Low bridge, for we're coming to a town. And you'll always know your neighbor, you'll always know your pal, if you've ever navigated on the Erie Canal.
Again, as we continue with our westward expansion, we'll be heading into lesson 4. Have a great day.